On to my simul stream here on lichess and Twitch. International Master Willam Paschall, aka Slaggy on Twitch, aka Sparkle Horse on lichess. We've got simul for 25 players on tap for tonight. It's just about to start. I'll open it up in a minute once I make sure that the stream is running smoothly without dropping frames. Sound is good. We've got sound. Don't the French eat sparkle horse? Sparkly horses. Alright guys, 25 player simul. I'm going to actually open it here. We're 1 minute early. But it looks like we're not dropping frames. We've got microphone. Everything's plugged in. Make sure. Move 11. Hey, you made it, man. Good to see you. I know you got a busy schedule of tournaments yourself. Wish I could play, but I'll get to play some games soon when the Hungarian Team Championship starts. All right. Yeah, time to start it up. So here we go. Create simul. Standard 40 minutes, 40 seconds, 30 extra minutes for me. Host color random. Create. Feel free to enter there, guys. Let me make sure we're good with the stream. For some reason you're getting sick today. Sounds like I'm going to a tournament or something. Move 11 said I'm getting sick today. Yeah. You know it in advance already. No, that's never a good sign when you can know when you're going to be sick in advance. Now you get to accept some players, then start the simul. Alright, if you're unfamiliar to me, I'm going to check to make sure you have more than 50 rated games, and then I will accept you. Make sure our subscribers are in there first, so those guys will never get shut out, basically. And then start accepting everybody else. Maybe I'll just accept everyone and kick out the people who don't have an established rating. It's more fair that way. Very Bad Wizard is in. Everybody else I know. Macros 42. I think we played once. I'm a Kitty's been here. We won by time. Looks new. I played already once. I forgot about that. GRSA. Got your message earlier. Last Dance challenged me to 8+3. Last Dance. We're doing a simul today. If you want to jump in the simul queue there. The funny Ben Franklin quote, I actually was too busy to read it. Ben A. Ray's third. That's a pretty new account, but he's just about... We'll let him slide. Let me just take these guys, and then we're at 25. So right now entry is closed unless I kick someone out because they don't have enough games. It looks good. Tomek, how many games do you have? Established rating? Okay. So Last Dance, 2300 in bullet. My God. He's 2300 in bullet. Should I let him in? How can you be 2300 in bullet? Okay, this guy is really provisional. Anyway, we've got 25 players. So I'm going to start. We've got 24. I should have let him in. I'm so sorry. We had 25 a minute ago, and then someone dropped out. Alright, the limit is 25. I can't play more than that because I will lose on time. So we just missed 25. But the player was almost provisional, so... Alright. Playing different stuff. Looks like the simul picture has kind of changed here somehow. Something looks different. Is the board big enough on the screen, guys? It's gotta be. I mean, it looks big enough to me. I meant to start with 25, but somebody dropped out at the last minute. Arsenal fan. Ayeste. I can't play more than 25. I just start to get into like really bad time pressure. If I had known someone was going to drop out, I would have taken one more player, obviously. G3, move 11. That's something new. I actually find it hard to play against G3 and Knight F3. Moves I've played myself. The board is big enough. It looks different, though. This ongoing Simul score down there, I'm not used to seeing that. Let me make sure we get through the opening here rather quickly. Xerox playing B4. We had a really tough game with Xerox last time. Insane in the membrane game. Clash Kid accidentally. Yeah, your subconscious accidentally played E4. I had no Caro-Cans until now. Every time I play the Caro-Can, I feel like I'm going to lose to a 1700 player. Across the board, like, everyone seems to play well against that opening. When I play in random blitz tournaments on lichess, I've been in a lot of trouble in a number of games when I play the Caro as black. If I play the Sicilian, I feel like everything is good. But I don't like to play the same opening every single time. Arsenal fan said he accidentally played A6. I accidentally played A6 at least in 5 tournament games. That way, if you say it was accidental, you look better in the end. We won by time with G3. I'm also a fan of playing G3 on a fairly regular basis. Ben A declines my invitation to play the Nimzovich defense directly. Interesting opening, the Nimzovich defense. E4, Knight C6. What's interesting about it is the fact that looking at statistics, I found that it's actually one of black's highest scoring moves. And I think the reason for that is simply that people don't bother to study E4, Knight C6. I've also had a fairly good result with it in the limited amount of games where I have played it. We'll play a Petrov here. Man, my keys are not working. My C key is sticky. Alright. Good luck, all. We've got a couple modern defenses. Bezer. Welcome, guys, to the chat. I don't have as much time to answer chat questions as I would if I was playing like Blitz, Blitz with increment, which I do most of the time. Let's play an open Sicilian, or try to, anyway. Very bad wizard. We've got 2 of these King's Indian attacks. I did play Knight F6. Scandinavian for a long time. Move 11 with D3 now. He's trying something new I've never seen from him before. Got the C3 Sicilian. The bane of my existence. I do have a very poor score against C3 Sicilian in my career. Now Nefedov is playing the Lopez with black. Is that going to be another Schliemann? Earlier, Nefedov challenged me to a blitz game, but I had a lesson. So if I ever decline you guys, if you see me online and I decline your challenge, please keep in mind that usually I'm probably like here for another reason. If I'm not playing, because I would be playing if I had the time. I love to play, for fun, and Xerox playing the Yuri Lapshin attack against me. It's not considered to be very good by the engine, but I managed to lose to Yuri. I had a decent position in a rapid game. Alright, Xerox. Bringing bad memories back to life for me. He beat me and Anahan. Okay, Knight C3 now. We're playing the Pirts against Ayeste. Internet chess with a modern defense move order. I try to mix up the openings to make it more fun. Somebody played C5 against my King's Indian attack. I like to play against C5, and I like to play the reverse Grunfeld. Yeah, Nefedov and I, this is becoming our regular thing. The Schliemann or Yanish. MB doesn't know a name. I don't know. I'll play knight f3 here. I don't really know if I feel like playing the Nimzo. Playing the white side of the Nimzo usually requires a lot of effort. And in a simul, I like to kind of keep things simple. I mean, some simul givers just play really ultra simple openings, but I think that's not really fun either. I mean, if I wanted to maximize my score, I guess I could just play ultra simple openings across the board. But that's not the object of life. Okay, Arsenal fan. We've got various options against bishop c4 there. Ray is third, playing a pretty weird gambit here. I guess we just take the pawn. Take the pawn and ask questions later. So Vesa a2, we have played before. If I'm challenged in the Sicilian, I will play black side of a Richter Rouser. Andrea Perrone, very bad wizard. That's, I think, a new opponent for me. Lucky Kentucky, Queen's Gambit. I don't really play the French Soltigo. I played it maybe in like 4 games in my life. The last time being against Hikaru. In like 2003 or something. Alright. This is actually main line, a main line of the Nimzovich. I try to move quickly not to get in time pressure here. So Ray's third, playing this very strange gambit. Should be interesting. Scandinavian against Macros 42. Scandinavian with knight f6. We won by time. I'll just default to my usual approach. So basically, move 11 is playing a reverse modern defense. I'll play something practical like c6 there. Oh, that's why Soltigo is asking if I play the French defense. Yeah, this is how Hikaru got me to play the French defense as well. He played d4 and I played e6. And I thought he would just maybe let me transpose, but he didn't. Albin counter gambit. We've got a... Yeah, bishop b5 now. I guess this is pretty standard stuff there. In that Nimzovich, I don't really know that line too well. Clash Kid now with bishop g5. And I play g6, which is a variation that I was working on back in June. I haven't played it since. I'm a kitty. It's basically a King's Indian attack or Grunfeld. Or c4 is playable here too, but it doesn't really do anything for me, c4. Just doesn't do it for me. Kind of an unusual move, bishop b4 check from Andrea. In that Queen's Gambit accepted. Why don't you like to c3? I have this problem that I always have a bad I've always had a bad score against the c3 Sicilian. The problem is that I just changed systems too many times. I think I should have just stuck with one. So I ended up having problems because I never really learned one system extremely deeply, which would have been the right approach. Nefedov just keeps playing better and better in the Yanish or Schliemann, as I said. Okay, so now Ben A. If I do b5, I guess you've got some kind of piece sacrifice there. So that doesn't look right. I can play knight d7 here, I would imagine. And what's going on after that? Knight d7, d5. b5, knight takes b5, pawn takes b5. Doesn't look good. Okay, well, all right, we have to do this, I think. Anyways, the Fischer variation of the Caro-Kann, maybe we should call it. Should I play e4 here against Ray's third raise? Maybe I should call his bluff. Okay, Andrea exchange on c3. I don't really think it's good to do that right away. Now this game. I don't know what I should do. I have to be prepared for c4 potentially. Alright, we'll try to play solidly. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me here. Lord Jesus Christ. I do like the Spanish, but I like to be white in the Spanish. I rarely played it with black, you know. Wow, c5. That's a very aggressive move from I'm a Kitty. What the heck am I supposed to do? Some crazy c4? I mean, c4 actually looks interesting. Symmetrical. Alright. Bishop d6. The Albin counter gambit. I play usually knight d2 against that. H3 here. Well, there's the question: bishop h5, or what do I do? Can I afford to do anything else? Bishop h5, g4, bishop g6, d5. There's also knight b6. Not right away, obviously. Ben Affleck. Bishop takes f3, bishop h5. Bishop h5, g4, bishop g6. Why is d5 bothering me so much here? Is that really a scary move? Maybe it's not all that dangerous. I think we have to be faithful and play... Okay, Ray's third lost a piece. Internet chess with c6. I have seen this on occasion. And now against Arsenal fan, he's got this queen f3 idea, you know, in the background. G6. Should I play g6? Maybe bishop f5. Bishop f5 allows queen f3. There's always knight c6 for black, and then c3, bishop f5. Okay, Xerox played e3. Mainline Queen's Gambit. Queen's Gambit declines. Sozin attack from Vesa 8-2. Could do the Chernyshov variation here. Not often seen variation with knight a5. Arsenal fan said I would contribute more to the chat, but I don't want to blunder the game away. I don't really have time to contribute to the chat myself. Abidabula. Buya, I don't know how to pronounce it. I mean, knight c6 or bishop d7. Bishop d7 seems more solid. Knight e5 was Fischer's recommendation there. The Slide Dog is playing a classical King's Indian with knight d7. Alright, now we're going to play bishop g4. Oh, knight is already on f6. That kind of takes some of the flexibility out of this. Man, maybe not. Maybe not. Alright, let's just go back to solid stuff with e6. Advanced variation of the French against Soltigo. Here I was thinking take back on d5. Now, Benet dropped a piece with queen takes h4. But I don't really like knight h4, you know, on principle. Though it's a normal idea to go after the bishop. Queen e7. No, I was actually quite concerned about the game with Benet. I'm very lucky. I mean, not knight h4. Maybe he can do stuff like, well, I don't know. His bishop's out on a4. Here I was thinking bishop f5. But is this good or not? That should be fine. a6, an unusual move by Super Sebi. It could turn into a normal dragon. Excuse me. Kids. Am I castling here? It's been like a couple weeks since I played this position. Am I supposed to play knight h5 right away? No, I forgot already. Played the position for like 3 days and I forgot what I'm doing. I'm supposed to play knight h5 right away, I thought. Ayeste. Played the sharpest move, a6. So we had this game the other day on the stream. And I played knight... No, what did I play? Bishop g5, right? I think I did bishop g5. Was it a different position? It was a different position I castled. It was a... Alright, well, there's lots of ways to play this. Maybe d5 makes some sense, I don't know. f6 craziness. Lucky Kentucky just going nuts. Alright, this is going to be crazy. a4. a4 is understandable. The advanced variation of the French. But he's playing knight f3. Vesa played bishop d3. Now I grabbed the bishop pair, presumably. The Lapshin attack here with queen c1. I had a good position against Lapshin before I capitulated. Played like a moron in that game. Maybe I shouldn't even bother to play c6. It was a game in the New York Masters. It was like a game 30 tournament. And he played b4 queen c1. Now move 11 with a very aggressive move c4. I'm going to stabilize the pawn structure there. Bishop f4. This is quite an unusual attempt by Lord Jesus Christ. Am I having some kind of deja vu? Like tempting me to play queen e4 check so you can go there to back to e3. That's a weird idea. Very weird stuff. I don't know what I'm supposed to do against bishop f4. I mean, queen e4 check, bishop e3 puts my queen in a vulnerable position for no real gain. Doesn't seem right to me. But I guess knight c6, knight a3 is an issue. Maybe I should just exchange on d4 here. Slide dog, pawn takes pawn. Occasionally you'll see like knight takes. You know, I could see that move maybe making some sense in this position. But normally with the pawn. Queen takes. Just when you're expecting knight takes f6. Lucky Kentucky plays queen takes. Okay, Andrea Perrone with knight to d5 makes my rook on d1 look a little bit silly. Now here white is threatening, I guess, knight b5 or something. Total symmetry. Which is better, bishop b7 or knight d7? Even e6 with the hippopotamus is possible. Okay, Super Sebi just played a crazy move, e5, which leaves a lot of weaknesses in black's position, I would tend to think. Really, do I predict my next move? That's good. I try not to be predictable. I don't know if it's better to go knight f3 there. Alright, main line, kings Indian, right? Orthodox Queen's Gambit. Here we're up a piece. Now, there's e4 losing a pawn. I just like my center. I'm just going to play d3 with the better pawn center there. I think you should take back with the pawn. Enjoy the game with a pretty rare move here, bishop e3. I've never encountered that. You know, though I don't really play the Petrov very often. I would assume I should develop my bishop as aggressively as I can. Andrea Perrone, I thought you played a5 because you wanted to play bishop a6, but then you didn't do it. In this game now, the e6 d5 could be kind of weird. Is it even good for white? No, probably not. Alright, endgame we had already here. Once again against Nefedov. Probably the third time we've played this position. Against Slide Dog, I don't know if I've ever played that exact position in my life. Probably not. Rook c8 here. Queen b3. Could be mildly irritating. There's also bishop takes f6 followed by knight to d5. There's also knight to b5 type of stuff. I can play queen a5. This is a bit strange. Not sure what I should do. Rook c8, queen b3. And then my b pawn is difficult to protect in a kind of convenient way. a6, bishop takes f6, and knight to d5. That may not be that bad for me. Looks a little slow though. Rook c8. His knights look kind of dangerous. very strange position. Never in my life have I seen anything quite like this. Feels like it should be fine for black, but I'm not really certain what I should do. There's this issue with the d5 square. And there's a dangerous bishop on c4, appearing out of thin air, playing the hippo, a kind of hippo. Okay, now e4, knight takes c3, b takes c3 is possible for white. Not the only move. Try not to move too fast. Am I supposed to castle or play d3 or what? d3? Feels like I lost a move or something here. Somehow. Okay, slide dog, logical, f5. Total symmetry. Knight c3, knight takes c3, b takes c is an old curious game. I don't really have anything else to recommend. Maybe e4 would be possible. e4, knight b4, knight b5. I think I'm supposed to play bishop g4. I've played another move there, knight c6 in that Scandinavian position. Now, I don't know what the deal is with this. I guess it's some kind of rare line. Knight d2 from Enjoy the Game. I also don't know about this. Like, it looks boring, but that's the Petrov for you. There may not be a whole lot I can do other than boring. Hold on a second. All right, we're back. The boring Petrov game. I think I'm gonna regret that one. Another semi-boring position here against move 11. I decided to play it safe in that one, but there's a risk the position will become very sterile. Maybe I should just go e5 here, and yeah, let's play it straight. Bishop f4 from Arsenal fan Richie. Not a move I can say I necessarily expected. Not sure what's going on. Nothing special for both sides, I guess. Just stay alert. That's all I can tell myself. Stay alert. I mean, bishop c4 is kind of tempting in this position, but where do I go after b5? Can somebody tell me what happened with the candidates game today? Candidates. Yeah, I'm already ahead of myself. The World Cup. World Loser, welcome. We have a moderator. Yeah, it's going to be hard to win this position against Enjoy the Game. Maybe I shouldn't necessarily even commit myself to castling kingside. It's a crazy opening. But queen takes f6 is really over the top. Now, bishop takes f3, bishop takes f3, bishop takes d4, bishop takes b7. I mean, knight c6 simply looks okay for black. Queen e4. We have strong attacking chances against Andrea. Can't allow b5 in this game. And then this King's Indian, pretty standard. Pretty standard setup. Usually good for white. Very bad wizard, I think, weakening his position with f6 to some degree now. That should cause problems. But, okay, against Lucky Kentucky, we're playing very fundamentally here. Getting my king to safety with the fianchetto structure. And I'm going full hippo against Ayeste. The problem with move 11's setup is that c4 leaves this symmetrical structure that, you know, it will make it difficult for him to do anything, I think. That's my basic premise. Maybe get my bishop outside the pawn chain. I don't know if that's the best plan here. GRSA. I had a very similar game the other day on the stream. Now, Slide Dog played f4. Slide Dog has a pretty good score against me, 4 out of 10. Wow. I saw a recent game not that long ago. I think, trying to remember who it was, a GM. I've got to be a little bit careful how I do this. Against raised third, it's not a no-brainer. Vesa a2 castling there. I don't think it's the sharpest move. Maybe he has something more dynamic. Ah, f5, okay. Now, we had this position against Nefedov already once. In a blitz game. I think it was not a simul, but a blitz game. So this is really just going beyond the theoretical recommendation there. I'm a kitty, probably still in some kind of book here. Now that bishop on f5 can be chased away effectively somehow. This is a really provocative move by black. I mean, knight b4 just... I can't get at that. Pawn on e6. It's hard to believe. Maybe h3 with the idea of knight h4. Alright, nothing going on here, really, against Abiteboul. f4 from Soltigo, which is really... seems reasonable. Alright, whatever. Do I want to develop his queen for him? Knight h6, I thought would be interesting here. Xerox just trading pieces now. I could go back with like bishop f5, but it does lose a tempo. Tough one. Well, maybe I just castle, you know, and let him do things on his terms. Suddenly raised third, getting a lot of activity for his sacrificed piece. Shouldn't really be enough. However, a piece is a piece, as they say. They say it, not me. Okay, Slide Dog played h6. I was actually thinking rook a3. Maybe I should be thinking bishop a3, not rook a3. Rook b1 is interesting, getting off the long diagonal. An alternate way of getting off the long diagonal. Of course, bishop a3 makes sense too. Yeah, I figured enjoy the game was going to castle queenside. That's why I didn't. Okay, this player I shouldn't have let in the simul because it's totally provisional. Well, I overlooked that. Oftentimes, like, you know, you'll get... He is a sponsor. A lichess supporter. That's a good sign. Probably not a troll. Queen takes f6 is the recommendation by Andrew Martin. He's talking about the... he's talking about the Albin counter gambit. Has Andrew Martin ever actually played the Albin counter gambit in his life? I wonder. Anyway, my king might end up having to castle kingside if I don't have time to castle queenside. We can go like bishop f5, bishop e6. It looks kind of gross. Bishop e6. Bishop f5 was my plan. Let's just stick with it. Alright. Queen c2. This is some kind of new trend, this thing that MB doesn't know a name is doing. Wow, very aggressive move by Vesa, but he looks like he's playing a whole bunch of different systems here. Still, I need to develop my pieces. Bishop e7, e5, and rook c8, queen b3. Not without a drop of poison. I could play h6. Maniacally aggressive setup for white. What if I played queen b6? Yeah, all the games are going to get complicated soon. Or loser king too late. Yeah, I'm so sorry there's no late entry for these things. I had 24 players at the end. Now, it looks like I'm winning material against very bad wizard, but at what cost? Weakening my king side. And my queen might even get trapped on e6. So I'm not convinced this is even good for me. Maybe knight h4 allows knight d4, but it's not that bad. Well, Nefedov with an imposing center. I think that I talked about like c4. I was supposed to play c4 in my last episode. Not really my last episode, but this is going to get kind of sharp here. Nefedov has he has some play. Very dynamic center. That looks a little bit dangerous to me. I'll have to play c3, I think. I'm a Kitty plays the opening extremely well for their rating. This might still be like a theoretical position. Probably is. I don't know. Bishop f4 or knight takes c6 followed by bishop f4. It looks like very likely I have nothing here. Rook d1. He's got knight a5 now, blockading chances. Back to the hippo. So I don't like my game against I'm a Kitty. It looks like they're equalizing there. This knight b6 doesn't look right to me. But maybe it's not so bad. Just giving him a5, a4 with tempo. It feels like you guys are playing really fast, but in reality, that's not exactly the truth. Focusing on d6 and a King's Indian. Here's another King's Indian for you. Both sides of the King's Indian. Now, the time has come for action. I've got to watch out on the queen side. I could play queen a4. That looks like a good plan. Here black trying to exchange pieces to free his game. Normally, what you want to do philosophically is to avoid exchanges. But I can play, maybe takes a knight e4 there with an advantage. Not sure what I'm doing here. He's going to play knight c3. The bishop on f4 is weird. This kind of position is very unusual. I guess I should just try to pin it with the move. Speaking of pinning it. You know what? I had a weird hallucination here against Vesa a2 that he had another bishop that was coming to e3 in this position. I mean, I could play queen b6. That's really bizarre. I hallucinated he has a second dark squared bishop. And now, the fork. Richie, what are you doing over there with knight a3? You're heading for b5? Alright. Gotta watch him. He's pretty tricky. a6 might be a useful move for me anyway. Okay, this King's Indian. He just played a weird move, a5. Maybe I can play b6. And restrict him further. Natural moves are usually good. Okay, bishop d3 luckily is like a kind of quiet move from Enjoy the Game. I was a little concerned about rook e1. I guess I would just castle kingside actually. It shouldn't really be dangerous for me. Objectively, like an equal position. Okay, Clash Kid, I haven't looked at this in a while. It's supposed to be fine for black, but now I've got to react on the fly here. Queen b6 is possible. Just natural moves are usually best for black. Macros played knight e5. That could be kind of weird. Bishop takes e2. Probably good for me. Rook g8 from Nefedov. Nefedov. I'm never happy with the way I say it. Alright. Well, kingside castling wasn't really my plan, you know, to be perfectly honest. But this is getting kind of weird. Could Soltigo have gotten himself in trouble? Some weird possibilities here, like knight f5. Knight takes d4. I mean, it should be at least equal for black. But maybe I'm simplifying too much there. It's kind of my concern. Now knight c3. Very bad wizard with a surprising move, c5. I think he's in a lot of trouble here. Just take a bishop, take a pawn. Will that give him any counterplay? Probably not. So the hippopotamus, the happy hippopotamus. Hippopotamus is one of the most dangerous animals on earth. When frightened especially. Do not frighten me. So I haven't castled kingside. We can consider this type of stuff with g5. Now, bishop g4. Losing a tempo. Clarify the situation a little bit. Bishop f4. That's the move I didn't expect. Xerox playing in true Laptian style, trying to create some strange sort of complications. Unorthodox with the c5. Okay, now the center c5 is interesting. I don't know, guys. I don't want time to become a definitive part of this. Rook f6 now from Slide Dog. He's overprotecting. Naturally, like his weak point at d6. Now the knights get kicked back. One at a time. Interesting exchange sacrifice here. Rook takes c3. I also have other moves. Rook takes c3. There's also just queen takes b2. I mean, this has to be good for black. Famous last words. Just to have a good positional game against Soltigo. And now, after f5, if I go bishop g5, he takes on e4, knight takes e4, d5, knight f6 check, bishop takes, somewhere like rook f8. It looks crazy for black, but maybe I'm better off being safe. c5, giving up the d5 square. I'm not sure if that's really right for me here. There's also bishop g3. Alright, we're going to go for this. Now a3. I believe I'm up a piece here. I can just take his knight. That's got to be the right move. Okay, I'm a kitty, very slightly weakening their position, but it's probably okay for black. GRSA with e4. Again, it's like kind of similar to a game I had. Wasn't against you, was it? I can't remember who it was against, guys. We can play bishop takes a3 against Arsenal Fam, but it is my better bishop. Do I really want to give her up? Give him up? He, him, whatever it is. I don't know. It's getting a little too confusing for me around here. So many pieces on the board, Rich. We should have a very good position here. I wish my queen was still on d8 now. Andrea Peroni just weakening the king side even worse with h5. Basically it looks lost. Okay, yeah, 95 is much stronger. I've got the c5, Pillsbury bind. This game's equal. This is weird. There's a case even for bishop takes f3, I guess. Alright, now, against Slide Dog, I'm kind of happy to see g5 because sometimes they do h5 and you can't get your bishop on g4. But this isn't really a standard position. Maybe I shouldn't rush with that move. Reinforce my try to reinforce my b pawn a little bit. Well, now we might have to change plans against GRSA. Bob Sacamano, what's up? You've quit chess almost entirely. The moderator must rule with an iron fist. Yeah, that. He's only a temp. I'm going back here, back in time. Bishop is attacking me. I don't like it. Leave my queen alone. Okay, so Clash Kid won a pawn, but that's kind of typical story for this variation. Kind of a typical story for this variation. Black usually gets a lot of dynamism. Queen b6 looks interesting, but it is a direct tempo. Maybe I should play f5. Some crazy ideas here. I have some crazy ideas for you. Wow, f5. Well, let's try it, man. I may have gone too far. It wouldn't be the first time. So Xerox. Got our center. Yeah, he's attacking my b6 pawn again. I've got another challenge. Archie, probably just not connected to the stream in any way. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. He's triple attacking b6, double attacking b6. That's okay. I can let him take on b6 for the moment. I really need to get this move in there. Okay, queen d3. Great. An excellent move. Embarrassing me. 94 was actually a mistake. Not really sure what I'm supposed to do or what I was supposed to do. Not really sure. But I feel like I've been duped by queen d3. He's not threatening anything though, but he will be soon. Or she, he or she. Don't mean to be sexist. The fact of the matter is, sadly, that it's mostly 90% men who were playing here. I wish it wasn't that way, but that's unfortunately the way life is. Queen d3, not a bad move. Alright, we need to develop the pieces anyways, so let's do it. And then the d5. So this is always a big question, but I normally like to close it up. We can consider doing an Alexander Ivanov thing here, like bishop takes knight. Bishop takes knight, taking out a knight in a closed position. You might want to consider that before playing e5. And now wild tactics ensuing. No, actually my a2 pawn is protected. He is threatening bishop a6 maybe in some situations here. No time to calculate this stuff, man. There's really no time to figure this thing out. It's just too complicated for me. All this symmetry makes me dizzy. Bishop takes c6, rook c8. Looks like it just wins for black, though. So I've got to be careful. And we are kind of drifting on the clock here. Bishop a6. Yeah, black has, other than bishop b7, black's played this well. I don't know about bishop b7, if that was right or not. Maybe it's all perfect. Rook b4. Rook b4 is an interesting move. Okay, Lucky Kentucky goes d3. An understandable advance, but we have options. We could play for a blockade. I don't know. What's really going on around here? It's just strange. Maneuvering, enjoy the game. Now I can castle either way. I don't know. Maybe this is more aggressive. It brings my rook to the center. The other knight. Can you put your other knight where I can capture it, please? Bishop check. Okay, so this is kind of simplified now. But white has a lasting advantage in this position. Very lasting advantage. I don't really like letting his bishop get across to e8 though. Try to end this one as quickly as possible. I need to pick up some time, to gain some time, basically. Bishop takes f6, queen takes c3. And what's going on? Or I can take on f6. It's kind of a tough call. Might be hard to develop that way if I let him take on f6 and go back. So castles, castles, symmetry. Okay, now I have to make a decision against Lord Jesus Christ here. I'm not really happy with the way I did this. Oh man. The knight was a bad move. Knight e4. It was a very bad decision. Okay, maybe I can do something weird. We'll see. Can always do something weird, right? It's a little passive, my position there. Now, what is going on here? Knight e4 looks like a natural move, but I need a plan, basically. To go knight g5 at some point. Almost feels like there has to be something good associated with that move. Okay, Soltigo. Now we close it up, or try to anyway. Internet chess. Bishop g4. I was expecting bishop f5, which actually might I don't know. Is it better to play bishop f5? I don't know. I want to get a piece on d6 here, but how? And how much effectiveness does it really have if I do that? Basically, I'm saying basic too much. Everything is basically basic. There are some interesting possibilities, though. I mean, g4 looks overwhelming for me here. It does have f4 locking it up. Maybe bishop g5 first, upping the pressure. So Slide Dog is totally focusing on my poor b6 pawn. Do I have anything? There's like knight c7. Knight takes c7, pawn takes c7, queen takes c7. Like, we should really have our rook on. I should have put our rook on c1, actually. I don't mind sacking a pawn if I'm going to have play for it. Now, time to get the rest of the pieces out. Just bishop e2. Did I just lose something? I feel like I lost something here. Okay, guess not. Strange sensation that one of my pieces is missing. Isn't that weird? It's really weird. That in that case, I might literally lose something. I mean, this position is overwhelming for white. I guess I should do c4, d5. Now it's like a poison pawn where I like grab the pawn, and we're gonna try to run away. Yeah, we're just winning a pawn here. The question is the best way to do it. It's all good. Okay, so Clash Kid castled. I have good compensation for that pawn. Now this ending. Well, Xerox, this position is totally transformed into something else, it looks like. What is it now? It's no longer a Lapshin opening, it's like a Lopez or reversed or some totally bizarre thing. Weird. It is weird, the change in the nature of this position. It's really strange. Okay, b4. I asked it, can you do anything to me on that side of the board, though? That's the real million-dollar question. I've closed it off. Nefedov getting a kind of lead in development going on now. I'm not that thrilled about it. Should I keep the bishop pair on the board? Should I cash in at some point? Cash in. I mean, I think I'm like on the verge of being worse here. We're definitely on the verge of being worse against Nefedov. Even d4 looks good for him. I don't know. I got nothing there. Successful opening. Alright, well, I guess I was going to do knight takes here. Am I missing something? I thought this is just a good positional sacrifice for me. GRSA. Very solid position. Soltigo allowed the sneaky mate. Oh no. The fishing pole trick. Knight c2. You're coming across the bridge there to e3. I don't want to give him my white scored bishop. Alright. I saw bishop a6. I just hope my queen's not trapped or something. I guess I have alternatives. I could play queen c5 here. It's kind of interesting. It also seems kind of dumb. But actually, queen takes c6, rook c8 might be a legit move. Not really. Alright. Knight there I did not see. Good. Majorly important move that I totally overlooked. Yeah, it was really dumb. Now he's got knight f5 ideas. Oh, man, what am I doing? Alright. Back to this move. Bishop takes g4. So here I thought I had compensation for the sacrificed pawn. Say what? Now Yeste has some interesting arguments here. I can't give you my white squared bishop. Sorry about that. Too important. Knight g3. I'm actually hallucinating I can do that. Like, what a dumb... I'm lucky the engine didn't do it automatically. I mean, lichess didn't automatically make me do that last move. Fortunately. Knight g6, knight g6. Okay, I don't understand move 11. I must have fallen for some sort of trick here that I missed. Been known to happen. I don't know. Man, GRSA is playing really well for his 1300 rating. I like the way he's playing this. Now, we have massive compensation for sacrificed pawn and a good bind in this position. Wow, we won by time is literally gonna like lose by time. Cavalier King's Indian. Alright, queen f5, sir. Knight g5, bishop d7. Alexander Reprintsev. Most of you haven't heard of him. He's an Albin counter gambit advocate. from the Urals. What am I missing here? Okay. So Vesa now letting me undouble my pawns. That looks pretty good, actually. So e4. This is my game with Alexander Wojciech, one of several. One of the lucky ones. The only way I ever beat him was swindling him in a worse position. Let's see. h3, queen e4. It was hard to get a good position against Wojciech because he was so freaking good in the opening. It's almost impossible. Okay, now what do we do? Like h5, try to grab some space over here? Speaking of grabbing things, I don't know why GRSA says I'm actually 1400. You don't have to defend yourself. I just simply said that you're playing well for your rating. It is not a tactical game. I mean, nobody's accusing anybody of being a computer. It's rare in my simuls that anybody cheats. We would hope so anyway. Rook a4, bishop takes e2. Speaking of ratings, though, I'm a kiddie play as well for 17. Am I down a pawn now? Did I just lose a pawn for nothing? I misunderstood something here. Like, I got a pawn, right? I'm not down a pawn. It's equal pawns. Okay. I just want to make sure, because suddenly this fear I was like down a pawn. I guess I could easily be down a pawn if I want to. Rook e1 is a horrible square for a rook. Am I doing, though? Okay, so we have pressure against slide dog for sacrificed pawn. Wow, Richie trading the white square bishop. Well, I mean, if you're gonna go to that length, yeah, I will trade it. I guess I should take. Very close position there. Wild game here. For all I know, this is still like we're still in some sort of known line. Crazy. Black has a lot of activity, but then again, so does white. I was thinking knight d4. Can I really hold my pawn there? I'm getting a little bit too low on the clock. I wonder why the engine, I wonder why the engine, yeah, I meant lichess, obviously. Why are we so sensitive here? Alright, seriously. Queen h4, queen b6, we have a lot of ideas. Okay, this is a pretty advanced pawn sacrifice. Wow. But I don't think that looks sound, does it? And he's even got ideas on my g4 bishop here. But it looks pretty speculative. Pretty speculative. Okay, bishop c1 now from Ayeste. Sorry, GRSA, but everything you type is like right in my view. You know, when you type in there, it would be better if you want to, you know, type in the Twitch chat, because I have to see every comment is like right there. It's hard for me to ignore them. All right, let's restructure this. I was thinking about queen d7 too. Maybe I'm going for something like that, but my bishop is really blocked. Right, I'm just gonna close this out because it's very distracting, and I can't. I'll just turn it off, I guess. It's extremely distracting to read the chat at this point. Yeah, we're coming in there. My knights are sort of tied up. Rook f7. Rook takes e8, rook takes e8, rook takes e8, queen takes e8, rook c8. I also get back rank mated sometimes, which is really nice. That's what I was really hoping for. I haven't sacrificed that much material yet. Maybe we'll just play like h3 or something. We try to hold on to the bishop pair and see what we can do against Nefyedov. I must have missed something, because I have a terrible feeling here. Okay. Thought I dropped something there. So I think the move that got Ripintsev, it was bishop h3 at one point. But is it even a good move for me, you know? Is it even a good move? Well, he's got to play queen g6. And then he's got the rook to recapture on d7, which is still kind of annoying. Damn, dude, what is going on? I like how people with like a profanic, is that a word, profanic? With a profane name are asking me if they can be unbanned on Twitch. It's like, seriously? I'm not in the mood for being trolled today. Especially when I have like 25 minutes left. It's just ridiculous. Anyway. Alright, this is getting kind of complicated. I have the feeling that Xerox likes complications. I was thinking about knight h5 before. Does that make sense? Kind of makes sense. Try to get in there. Profanic. A new word. Heard it here first. Maybe we should just go with the pawn storm here. It kind of locks it up though at the same time. Thinking about queen d7. I guess I can do that. Try to snipe a pawn, man. It's really materialistic. Let's not get distracted though. No time for the invention of new words. We'll just play positionally. King h1. He can just basically get the queen on the dark squares there. Alright, what's going on? Knight f6 check. Or queen e6 is interesting. Oh, he's got knight takes e4, of course. Oh, this should be interesting. Macros finds an aggressive in-between move. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, I am up a pawn here. So we'll be careful. What happened? He has queen takes a2? What? Oh my god. Alright. Bishop d5. Does anybody know what's going on? No clue. Have I dropped pieces? Yes, d7, a4 is hanging now. Great. So I can't win the pawn after all. And he's got counterplay with bishop e5. But I mean, you know. Whatever. a3, no time left. I'll play a6 myself symmetrically. This game has gone nowhere. We have a very, very equalish kind of position. Man, that's annoying. We should have some attacking chances over here. Oh, good move. Did I just drop a pawn? You gotta be kidding me. Bishop e6. Knight takes e5, just wins a pawn. So now I have to give up my white squared bishop. Fantastic. And Clash Kid is just... wow, dude. Alright then. I just hope I can keep up with him. Queen c7? I'm running out of good moves in this position. Now I'm basically forced to play like rook c7. Does that even work? Rook c7. Alright, endgame. Is it a flammable name? Propane name. But I mean, it goes without saying that if you have a profane name, I'm not gonna, like, you know, really like you chatting in the Twitch chat, you know. I mean, isn't it kind of... That's probably not the reason, but like, make an account that's not, like, you know, based on, I don't know, obscene words or something, and then, you know, maybe it would be different. All right, anyway, very combative play here by Vesa, when I've got to be a little bit careful, actually. I don't like this queen coming to h6, but I think I can probably negotiate this position with my king still in the center. Now, this ought to be good for me. This really ought to be good for me. What if we like take, bishop takes, king d8? Does he get any attacking chances against my king on d8? Not a whole lot, right? But it would make more sense to play a5, I guess. Then he's going bishop f1. It just occurred to me that he's going to go back with bishop f1. Genius. All right. So all this was like for naught, basically. For naught. Good. Very good. Excellent. All of it for nothing. I mean, dude, GRSA, you know, I mean, okay, dude. 1300. I could understand if you were like, you just seem better than your rating. I'm not saying you're using a computer, but I mean, 1300 is like not capable of playing, I don't know, 2000 style chess, you know, normally. All right. Queen takes c6. a6, whatever. Okay, Xerox, I don't want you to win a pawn, but I don't want to play pawn takes pawn. We need to get GRSA a new rating. Something around 1800, let's say. Maybe we can apply for one. Apply to have his rating changed. Knight d7, I did not see that. That's very, very mean. Alright, now I have queen e6. The rook on b6 is just screwed. Okay, now this is really tough. A lot of closed positions with very little time. This game I don't really like. His threats are pretty irritating here. A lot of threats for white. Queen a5 looks like a good way to get my queen trapped. I've done that before. Reminds me of a game I lost to Tatar Kish Sabolch. This is wonderful. I totally overlooked bishop f1. But fortunately here against I'm a Kitty, we might have the upper hand in the endgame because of the outside pass pawn. And the same thing against Nefyodov. I didn't really like my opening, but the two bishops could leave us with some edge. Xerox leaving the king in the center for like 8,000 moves, and I'm completely unable, again, a closed position, unable to exploit it. It's really tough. My knight is now going to get kicked out of town, basically. So something weird. Can I play like queen f6 or something? Okay, this is excruciatingly symmetrical. Enjoy the game is unrated. He's not 1500. We don't know what his rating is because he doesn't have one. Normally I don't let people play who are unrated. But I don't know what to do here. When you don't know what to do, the best bet is usually to do nothing, but do it well. Getting a little bit short of time. And we do have the expected move on the board there. Black has rook takes d7. I like it when you guys do the things I expected you to do. No surprises. Keep the surprises to a minimum, okay? Now bishop d8 was GRSA's latest move. Not a 1300-y move either. 1300-y. Maybe we actually have the edge now against him for some kind of queenside majority. Let's see. We're up a pawn, our sacrificial pawn from the beginning here, but Lucky Kentucky's threatening h6, just simply winning a piece, which is not nice, among other things. C5 walks into rook d4, another not so nice move. And we can't really get ourselves out of this situation too easily. Rook d7. Rook d7. Rook d1. I hope this works. Alright. I don't think I can castle here, unfortunately. And this is one of those games that I should win more quickly because it's eating up my time for the other games. And that's not good. I don't know what to do. I honestly am kind of frustrated with this game. I'm up a piece, but he has all these in-between moves and tactics and stuff. Maybe this works, maybe it doesn't. Alright. Arsenal fan Richie is dropping his c3 pawn. Is it a trick or is it a mistake? A calculated sacrifice or a simple blunder? Bishop c6, now we go. And yeah, I guess that I keep forgetting how good he is, you know. I kind of misplayed this. I think I want to say I underestimated him. I'm gonna drop a rook if I'm not careful. Man, can't afford to drop a rook. But this is not the way this was supposed to happen. Alright, we're gonna have to make some very strange maneuvers there in that game. Alright, castles. Knight f4. Try to keep it simple. Bishop h6 was just played. Oh man, black is hanging on in this game. And move 11 just played knight on bd2. I thought he was going to play queen a8 check. He had sacrificed a pawn. But I don't see him getting enough there. This is kind of weird. Thought I had something with that game, but maybe not. Anyway, now I can't castle, but I can trade pieces. I can also think about rook g4. Wait a second. Okay. Yeah, good to see the obvious tactics. Super Sebi, also a tough player. He's really kind of defended himself pretty well here. And you almost want to say he has considerable counter chances. Alright, so Nefedov also has play yet. I wouldn't write him off at all. This is a tough position. I don't know what's going on there. We're threatening bishop c5 against I'm a Kitty. Knight takes here. King takes f6. Knight takes f7. Bishop takes g2. Rook g1. Alright, whatever. Now, am I allowed to castle? Is that legal? He'll sacrifice a piece and kill me or something. If I try to castle here. Should get a knight on c5, but he'll just chop that. It may be dangerous to castle either way for me in this position. Ayesta, come on, give me some time. I can't castle queenside. It's just too dangerous, I think, there. Alright. Should I play rook takes or queen takes? I don't know. So a5, b5. We have a passed pawn, protected passer. And move 11 sacked a pawn. He didn't really get anything for it. But his position is still not that easy to defeat. Here we're up upon this ending. And now knight takes f7 I was thinking about, but it feels like that's going to get trapped there. Maybe I should try to set up some mate or something. Rook. Knight takes f7. How does it get out of there? It'll go to h6. Okay. We'll do it. What happened? Sorry guys, it's Firefox. I just clicked on something. I don't know how I did that. I went back by accident. Alright. Vesa sort of sacrifices a piece here. Sort of. More than sort of. I like white's position now. Kind of. Sort of. I need to play for f5 somehow, but it's extremely dangerous. Okay, now we grabbed the pawn against Arsenal fan. Sorry for the blinding white light. We grabbed our pawn and we're going to run away. This player Enjoy the Game is not a beginner. He's not bad. I don't really know how I'm going to make progress here. And what happened now? Queen c2. Well, the bishop pair is pretty dangerous. Yes, this getting a knight on f5. Oh my goodness. Playing like a true master. This is not good. Sound the alarm. I do not like my position at all anymore. Now we've got GRSA temporarily on the run here. He is not a computer. Bishop takes f6. Bishop takes f6, knight d7. That's the bishop h3. Strange that that move might be like a winning move. Well, Clash Kid just played a crazy move, queen f4, sorry. Queen f4. Oh my god, he's triple attacking this, but it's protected 100 times. Now I can go like bishop e6. Anyone understand what's going on there? Okay, knights back to the center. Brilliant game by Ayeste. I mean, knight on f5, pressure on c7. I could easily lose this position. Really easily. The knight's got to go. But the problem is if I go knight e7, he has bishop h3. Maybe I should actually play bishop c8 first. My position is a disaster there. So I'm a kid, he loses the f7 pawn. Should be losing, but it's still not that easy. I have to take with the bishop. This is like a simple ending. I was actually thinking about king f6. That looks kind of insane, but why not play king f6 maybe? And then Xerox, just the master of complications. He just will not ever like compromise and play something normal. He's got to create absolute insanity. Plays knight h2 now. Fine. Fine. Knight e6. I don't know what's going on there. I have no clue. So what happened? Knight f6 now. Rook takes d7. Knight takes f6. What is going on? Knight takes f6. I don't have a clue. He's just developing his pieces. If rook takes d7, knight takes d7. That's really weird. This is just getting weirder and weirder instead of more and more normal. Alright, we'll try to simplify. I'm winning a piece there against Ray's third. Well, he sacrificed it right away in the opening. What happened now? Knight to d4. Taking on d7. Then he has a trick. Not surprisingly, Super Sebi is super tricky. And now he has coming back in this crazy game. Alright. I've had enough of that rook. Single-handedly making my life difficult. Wow. Pile driver on h7. And my queen is nearly trapped. Maybe I can play knight f5 or something. It looks bad. $18 wins. I don't know, man. It was looking pretty good, but in the last few minutes, I'm getting kind of nervous here. There are threats for white now after knight g5. I don't like the look of that. We'll try this. Rook b8. I can win an exchange, I think. Queen a4. I feel like move 11 has more rooks than me or something here. Why do I feel like that? In between move has been called. And I still can't castle. And my king is unsafe. And I'm almost like lost. This is perverse. Oh my god. Lucky I'm not lost here immediately. Rook a6. I think there ought to be something here for me. Rook e8. Maybe rook e8 just wins. Famous last words. Strange blunder from I'm a Kitty though. He had king h8. There's still some counter chances there. We got lucky in one game. Well, now this one. Okay, we've got a check. That drives him to a better position, huh? But then what? Well, I mean, you can't be materialistic here for white, I think. He's threatening rook d8. Check and queen e4. This makes a lot of sense, actually. try to simplify and eliminate the danger. Yeah, this I could easily like lose. Lucky thing that I'm up a piece in this position. Lucky me. Alright, we've got some play now against Xerox. A little bit of play. Time is kind of an issue. This guy's really tough. We just try to massage weight a little bit, but it should probably be a draw. Queen d2. Ayeste with just vicious threats. Knight takes h6 could happen. But, you know, we'll see. We can probably defend somehow. We get the e5 pawn. Is he going to have a lot of play because of that? Hopefully not. Kind of important pawn there. Alright, it's mate. Oh man. I'm a Kitty was doing pretty well. Now, possible exchange sacrifice here from GRSA. I'm trying to trade queens, but I don't think I can force a trade of queens. Time is getting low. Turkey chili. Anyway, guys, check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. We need to get my rook back in the game. I mean, it's in the game, but it's like not in the game. How about my other rook? Maybe the other rook is even more important. Rook e1. Alright, now what's happening? Xerox's king is relevant now. We made a little progress here against Enjoy the Game. A little more headway, like as far as getting in on the white squares. Yeah, I could just play rook d7. Not sure if this is the best. Okay, well, life just got a lot scarier here. Here I was thinking that I was doing something positive, but it actually got worse rather than better. What about 97? Is it too late to do 97? It's always too late. This is an absolute disaster. Try to sacrifice a piece. I mean, what the heck am I gonna do? There's like literally, I can't even get rid of his knight on f5. Knight e7. Knight takes h6. King takes h6. Check. King g6. Take. Well, I mean, at least it like, you know, lasts for a few moves or something. I don't know. Probably not. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better in that game. No, I don't predict 18 wins, Bob. I don't think there's going to be any 13 wins today, sadly. I'm just an optimist. What is going on? Alright, just play by intuition. I guess that's the best bet. Play quickly by intuition as we get down into time pressure. Didn't see bishop h4. That's a brilliant move by Nefyudov. Brilliant. I'm on the verge of lost after that. Totally paralyzed. Okay, what happened? Queen takes h7. I can't say I saw that move. We've got rook takes. I wanted to play king e7, but his stupid pawn is hanging on b7. That's so irritating. Maybe that's the answer. Rook takes and king d7. Alright, well, you only live once. Might as well try it. Yeah, another move I didn't see here, of course. Knight f6 check. When everything's magically defended. That move I did see. However, better than knight h6 might be bishop h3 by Ayeste. It might be better. Now this might let me sort of survive to some kind of playable position. Xerox is really creative and interesting player. Can white possibly be even better here? You start to ask yourself. Incredible. I think a5 is pretty dynamic. Okay, now there, if black played rook d1, I'm rook b1. What the heck is going on? Am I like drawing? Am I drawing by force? Ray's third has a forced draw. After the way this game started, it's unbelievable. How do I win after rook b1? I go into some kind of rook ending. Rook takes a7. Rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, rook b7. Maybe there's a way I could win that rook ending, because I'm going to be... I can't make progress, can I? Maybe I can. I can play king f1. Rook check, king f1. Back to f1. Okay. Anyways. I've got to be thoughtful here. Thoughtful. Oh man, I thought you didn't have that move. Hopefully you don't. But there are tactics. Arsenal fan Richie. Now the knight transfer to f5. What happened? Okay, I won the exchange, but he has very, very dangerous bishop pair in that position. King d7, my big idea here. Right? Yeah, we're just like happy to be alive, basically. Or maybe I'm just toast, but we shall see. I think the other move was crushing, you know, when you could have played... Do I have h6 here? Yeah, it's a good move. That's a pretty good move. How about f6? No, that's a bad move too. Alright. Right. Now, I guess I have to take... pillar to post. I think, you know, before, what was it? Who was it? Soltigo was talking about how he can never predict my moves. If you want to play someone who you can't predict their moves, try this guy. I don't think I've predicted like one of his moves like the entire game. It's basically impossible. It's like a Zwischenzug every move. There's this funny guy I used to know. What's going on here? Knight takes c2. I'm sure there'll be a Zwischenzug there too. No, I mean, knight takes c2, bishop takes e6. Doesn't work. I mean, it would be crazy. 93 check. And take his rook. I'm getting a headache from this position. No, let's try it anyway. Now we've got to be winning somehow here. Very exciting position. I'm just kidding. Not much going on in this one. Another transfer. Another annoying check. Can I go up with my king? Is this crazy? A little bit crazy, really, to be honest. Maybe... I'm going to lose another pawn there, but I can withstand that. Nefedov offered a draw with knight g6. I mean, last time he was better against me too. I think he's better here. I'm perfectly content with a draw. I think you're definitely better. And now move 11 with his Zwischenzug as well. He's getting very tactical. I used to think of move 11 as a kind of strategic, quiet player, but he's getting crazy on me. Queen h6 check, now knight g6, and we're not having a lot of fun with our king here. It's mate in 1. Oh, that wasn't part of the plan. That was not part of the plan, Ayesta. I did not see mate in 1. Alright, man, good game. Nice game, mate in 1 coming up from Ayesta. Ouch. Now here I guess we're finally winning after a really bad technique. Really bad technique by me. I think he was close to holding that. Rook check. And now king c6. Now if I haven't had another hallucination, I should be winning there. And then we've got good drawing chances against Lord Jesus Christ. Congratulations, Ayesta. Nice game, man. Really well played. I missed a lot of key moves in that battle. Some major errors by me. We're winning against GRSA. After all the scandals, the scandalous talk. Now here we kept it kind of, you know, calm against Super Sebi, and I'm glad I did that because finally we've got a better ending against him. Now my king, just it continues to be an issue. King e3, rook check, king f4, rook check, king e5, another check. This is like ridiculous. All right, what about like bishop f3? Just I'm so sick of this like rooks checking me stuff. Queen c3 now played from the master of Zwischenzugs. I have no idea what's going on. Whoa. Alright, rook d8. Which rook to d8? And he's setting up this like sick tactic with knight e4. But it won't work because of queen f4 check, I hope. If I take on c4, there's another insane tactic. Like I'm pinned along the file. I mean, this is really weird. Rook there, bishop takes. I mean, I'm just losing immediately. That's a pretty cool move to play. My knight is trapped on c2. Alright, I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't know. b5. If I play like bishop takes, It's too unclear to even say. I'm probably losing. Probably. Knight takes. Maybe that's safer. Bishop g2, probably. Wow, he's got bishop g2, so I have to go bishop f5 here. Okay, good to be accurate. Yeah. Vesa missed the sneaky trick there. So now we're going back to f1. Now we're going to get mated on the back rank. Endgame. Endgame land. Okay, so I was hopeful that I have drawing chances here against Lord Jesus Christ, but it's not like a lock or something by any means. Maybe c5 is dangerous. Yeah, this is easy. Yeah, Richie wins his pawn back. I mean, I was aware of this after a time. I mean, I did eventually realize he was winning his pawn back. Knight takes f4. I have back rank issues too. So maybe just queen takes with a better structure. Although, you know, it looks drawish. We can give it a try. I don't want to allow a dead drawn rook ending. This is an easy win. This is an easy win. This is a risky move by white. f4. He's worse on time than I am. It's nice if occasionally you guys will get in worse time pressure than me. I appreciate that. I really do. But f4 still makes sense on a strategic level. It does. White's a little slow though. Maybe we can get something and grind white down in this game. It looks like a far-fetched, really far-fetched sort of thing though. I just don't think I'm going to be winning this game. Arsenal fan reaches, he's offering me a draw. No, I'm a little bit better. I'm a little bit better. You're a nice guy, but I'm picking on you. I really want to try to squeeze this. Punish me. All right, let's keep it simple there. Oh no. Raise third, allow mate in one. Mate in two. Alright. That was a really awkward game by me. Now, hopefully we can blockade this and win. Blockade the pawn and win. I mean draw. Which rook is better to use there? I don't know. Slight advantage, but I'm most likely this will end in a draw. I don't have much. Lucky Kentucky allowing a trade of queens. I'm kind of happy about that, but he probably still has compensation. Alright, what's going on? Now Clash Kid has played like the ultimate move. B3. That is like the craziest stuff ever. Stuff of legend. I have a piece to give back here, basically. So, speaking about weird intermezzos, I can play knight to b4. With a subtle threat. Enough with the intermezzos. Alright. Whatever. I'm not going to sack the exchange. I'm still a tiny bit better against Arsenal fan. Got mate in one. Alright, that was a really sloppy game. Now a4, and maybe we've got something going. Enjoy the game. Made an inaccuracy there. Kentucky's winning his pawn back, at least. Whoa. Some scary noises in the house. Subtle threats and scary noises. It's a new David Bowie single. Where are we in this game? In this crazed insanity? H5, of course. Well, I need to defend my pawn. Then I have two problems. How do I defend that pawn? Sir. No. I have to play H5. Now D6 was played. We get the white square blockade going on here. Looks... You could blockade with a knight. There's actually a case to be made for that. Because the knight is a good blockader. Maybe we should. It's a little passive, but I'm going to go for it. Alright, rook takes. We're getting kind of low on time, guys. Knight b4. I mean, all the moves in that game are crazy. Totally insane. Queen c7. Yeah, he gets his pawn back now. I have to play rook b1. And we go with a king b5. Active king. We have chances to win against Enjoy the Game. He was wrong to put his queenside pawns on the dark squares there. That's a very serious error. We've got 7 games left, which is manageable. Another Zwischenzug. It's like, come on, Xerox now. I mean, you have to be doing this on purpose with the Zwischenzugs. Queen takes e4 is unclear. Whoa. Pawn takes pawn, rook takes pawn, rook takes knight. I've got all sorts of moves here. Well, he's threatening knight f5, okay? That's not really cool. I don't want to get too fancy here. Let's keep it simple. Now rook d2. I mean, come on now. Clash Kid has to be doing this like on purpose to be funny or something. Now I could just take on a2. Take on a2. Take on d6. He got too fancy. Alright. Not such an easy endgame here, and there's another guy coming down to bother me. Actually, Super Sebi, as usual, he's created some serious troubles for me. Oh man. Alright. Speaking of troubles, trouble bubble, hubble bubble. I'm gonna have to sacrifice material of my own now, just not to get brutalized. A5. Well, obviously I expected that. A4, whatever. Do you hate it when those people, they always like say it the wrong way? They always say the wrong rank or whatever. Man, I don't know about this. He's opening up the F file. There's really nothing I can do to stop him. I guess this position deserves more than a moment, but yeah. Alright, now, no more funny business, basically. But I think that, you know, I don't know if, who was it I was thinking of? Oh, there's this guy, Brian Wall, who's a FIDE master from Denver. And I don't know if he's still alive, but his computer still sends me viruses every other month or so. You know those people, you have any friends like that whose computer's been affected by like a botnet? And you can just pretty much count on them, you know, sending you viruses on a regular basis. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. Anyway, Brian is like one of these players who would play like Zwischenzugs like all the time just to be annoying. It's really kind of funny. Never a style of chess that really appealed to me, but I could see the humor in it. So we're facing mate in 1 from the man. Bishop f6, bishop e5. I like bishop f8, I guess. Now our pawn is hanging. King in a box. I can also play rook c6, which virtually forces a rook exchange. Maybe not. Our rook's pretty active. Kind of a tough call there. Alright. Clash Kid, very, very dangerous dude. Creative. But some people get too creative. I can fall into that category at times. This guy has played great. Honestly. Positionally, great. Starting to become kind of irritating how good he's playing. Now what? Knight c5? Knight g6. Ooh, this game could become really insane. Against Lucky Kentucky. B4. I think that move might be a little too aggressive from Super Sebi. Get more solid choices. And now I have to be careful. We're gonna have to hold on for dear life here against Lord Jesus Christ. Or can I take on a5? This pawn needs to go. Oh, you're attacking my pawns? Stop attacking my pawns, sir. Okay, there still will be threats. Gotta watch my back rank with Clash Kid's queen on the diagonal. Richie's coming at me again, man, with the second wave. He just doesn't stop. Second wave of attack. And here I'm like, hopefully hanging on. Man, another good move. This game is driving me nuts. Right. We can oust him. Get my king in the center too. Let's get the king to the center before it's too late. No, this game is not an easy win. Do I have takes on f2 check first? Probably not. Not the best. Whoa. With 1 minute left, he finds like queen h4. What? What happened? No thank you. Maybe I just win a pawn. Or are you going to seriously sack a piece? Okay, you're welcome. Help yourself. Alright, guys. 12 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. We're doing pretty good so far. I don't know if we're going to set any records. I'm going to try to be on the safe side. This looks like a win. He's coming at me with more and more threats, but I'm trying to remain solid. Yes, I had a feeling you were going to show up over there at some point. I got to keep you off of f2. Super Sebi. Lucky Kentucky with rook d5. I was looking only at d3, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Basically like total insanity going on here. Endgame insanity with competing majorities. Okay, I didn't see this move either. I guess we can just play rook. Play rook c6. Is that a good move? It's not a bad idea. Okay, now Clash Kid allowing a trade of queens. I can take with a rook as well. Rook takes pawn, queen takes, rook takes. This should be a win for me. Either way. Slight problem with the f7 square. We're going to have to back it up. No, I mean, I could take on e3, but then he goes bishop c4, and it's even more scary. So I think we'll just play it safe. Lucky Kentucky, I didn't expect that. Bishop c3. What's going on? He's got a defense to rook c1, rook d3. But I mean, this is really about passed pawns, isn't it? He did sack a piece. All right. Fair enough. Two connected passers should win there. A pawn down against Xerox, I guess. Move 11 just made a tactic I didn't see. I hope it doesn't work, but I'm afraid it does. He's got rook takes b2 at one point, b7. I don't know why I'm like inverted today and dyslexic. b6. Queen takes c7, bishop takes c7. That'd be a funny move. What does he do after that? Like b6, queen takes c7, bishop takes c7. I don't know. Let's find out. Slightly winning king and pawn endgame. All right. Now, I guess rook b8. We want to play rook b8 and just save our pawn. Right, so is this a draw? I mean, do you seriously have enough for perpetual here? I've got knight h7. It looks like everything's okay. I have to defend. Trade queens, but he's pinned. And now, Lucky Kentucky played too quickly. Rook d7 is a really passive move. I mean, I really should be close to winning here. I guess this is a winning king and pawn ending for me. I guess enjoy the game. Now, Xerox, though, has other plans. He's trying to... Do you really want to hurt me? I think I can hold this. Yeah, you were going to go back to d3. Whether you like it or not. b5. I have no idea what's going on, but it's going to be fun. No, he's threatening rook b7, my goodness. What am I going to do? Okay. Then we have to play a5 or a6. Bishop takes g7. Oh my god, no. No. That doesn't work. I thought it worked. I was like, oh my god, no. Here I even have a cute move like knight takes c3, king c4 in between move. I could play king c4, but rook takes, pawn takes, then he has an outside pawn. That's not really good for me. Hope I didn't miscount this ending. Okay, where are you going? c5? No. You're not going to c5. You're just kidding about that. We should be okay here. Alright, so this is what I figured. He won his pawn back, but at least we're out of the woods as far as imminent danger. Imminent or eminent. I can play this. Is that a good move? I'm not so certain. Maybe there is imminent danger. Knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes. We really should be okay here, kind of like no matter what happens. His structure is so bad. Alright. We could just take on f5. That looks like the safest bet. Time getting kind of short against Clash Kid. What happened? Bishop b2. Alright. Just keep everything attacked when in doubt. Oh, you're going over that way. Okay. Right. That's a nice move. If that works, I will cry soon. We have a check. I've got this move. If I take his knight, he seriously has a draw by repetition. It's so wrong. If I take his knight, he plays check, king h8, queen down, then king up. If I take his knight, check, king h8, queen down. It's weird. Oh wait, I have a check on h5. This has to be possible to take this. Alright. Time. Time is money. I don't know which way to go here. Bishop g6. Bishop e6. I'm getting confused on this one, and you know, I understand if you can't blame me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. I don't think so. All right. Rook exchange. I don't really mind a rook exchange in principle, but I might have better. He'll find some annoying defense though. Rook a1, again with the a file. Killing me with that a file. Alright, keep it simple when in doubt. Oh, my pawn is hanging. Well, you can't have everything, but f4 might be okay. Oh, there is a check, huh? I can't have everything. I lose a pawn. Should I really? I can't let him just decimate me. Alright, have the pawn, man. I don't care. a4, b4 check, king takes b3. Ooh, b3 check, and then b2. And we kick him out. How fast can he do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It takes too long. He's threatening mate. That's always nice. I love to get mated. Alright, this game is over. What happened now? Rook d2. Our rook on a8 isn't doing too much here. Let's rook on the Freudian rook on a8. It's nice kind of having it there though. At the same time. Knight f3, good move. f6. What am I thinking? b3 check. I mean, what is going on with this? Get some counterplay, huh? Let's get some counterplay. Well, that pawn's hanging now. I can't defend the other one. I might as well take. I don't think I'm winning this. It's real nice, but it's not enough. Maybe. Okay, I definitely didn't see that move, but I don't think he's threatening anything at the moment. I could check and take on d4. We should be winning this. We are a pawn up, right? Keep it simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That could remain complicated, but we win a second pawn in the process. Wow, he didn't take my pawn on a2. Instead, he went the other way. Oh my god. It's so crazy after that. Knight e7. Where do you want to go? Wow, time is a little bit the time is a little bit short here. Damn. That'll get my bishop trapped. How am I so low on time? Everybody conspiring against me. Wow, defense. Well, now he took the pawn? What? With the cheapo? Knight e3 check? What happened? Oh, dude, what is this guy doing? Like, seriously? b5, he's offering draws now? I have, what, knight a3? Knight c3? Oh, man. I'm actually stopping his pawn. Now knight d4, he defended the pawn on d6. Oh. Alright. What happened now? Knight d4 again. Knight f4 has been called. Goodbye, Mr. Knight. What a defense. This is not an easy position. Not that easy for me to make progress. Alright, we get this pawn back. It should be a draw, probably. pawn has not advanced. Okay. Yes. Got another one. All right, Bishop H8 Blokadovich, the famous magician Blokado. And he's really played like a magician in this game. It's a queen check. All right, now there's a back rank mate. That's not allowed. He's also threatening some type of bishop d5, which is pretty nasty. Multiple problems. Maybe we have time for another bishop c4. Again, there's a problem with that. This is pretty awkward. Maybe knight e6 or g6 followed by knight e6. Hate this situation. This is really amazing. Amazingly difficult to make progress here. I don't understand what GRSA's deal is. What that's supposed to be about. Okay, craziness, right? I have to play this move. And suddenly, it's getting kind of scary around here. Well, we'll try to draw down a pawn against Xerox. I don't know what to say. There's not much else to do but try to draw. I don't understand this guy. Alright. Cool. Unclear. So far, we've stifled his blockade. Amazingly. He's amazingly resilient. This is kind of weird. Not really going to be tough there. Finish that off. A little hard to coordinate my knight in this one. And believe it or not, it's still not that easy here. Should be a draw somehow. What's up? Rook c2. Rook c4, something. Another queen. Let's make another queen. Oh, kind of a technical ending here. I could actually get in trouble. I'm up a pawn, but he's got this kind of nasty pressure. He's winning that pawn back. Knight check, bishop check. Is that even good? What's happening? I guess I messed that up. I don't feel like I'm up a piece here. Why is that? Amazing move, rook h7. Does anybody know what's going on after that? Am I lost? This has been one of the more tedious games of my life. How about a mate on the back rank? Tied down to f7. Makes life a little awkward. Maybe we have to come up. check. Yeah, I mean, this is clear draw. Nice save there, move 11. Although you were never clearly lost. I suspected you were like lost. Maybe not. Alright, now it's just the first slip from Clash Kid. He's been defending really well, but with that move he kind of went nuts. Maybe I should play bishop e1. Actually, he's threatening g5 now. F5. We have tactics? No. Nothing special. We do have F3 lined up. Special on F3s. I think I made a mistake there. Falling for a little trick. Okay, rook. Rook B. This is amazing. He's going to make life difficult even now for me. Yes, nobody quite ever made it to the two queens approach yet against me. There's a first for everything. Bishop e1. If I take the pawn, he forks my pieces. Alright, I don't know if I can win that. I may have made a fatal mistake. Well, semi-fatal. Semi-fatal mistake. Alright. What's going on? B takes c4 here. Now what? King e5. That's how he deals with the back rank threat. Interesting. Alright. What a game. Okay, that's out of the way. This is going to be really pretty awkward. How in the world do I win this position now? He can't take the pawn, there's no threat yet. Until his rook is on b2. So, I need to use my king here. I'm probably lost. I should really use my knight, actually. Knight should come back. We've got f3, because that's catastrophic. Rook b4. Alright, let's man, this guy's extremely irritating. How are you still alive here? Rook b4. Wow. Alright, I'm gonna have to transfer to some other rook ending to win this. Wow. F2 check. F2 check, queen f5. Queen f5. I don't know if I can, I don't think I can win this. This is very upsetting. First of all, a4. White got a little bit passive. King with bishop d3. What's up with bishop d3? Should pretty much be a dead draw. I feel kind of lucky there. What happened? G3? Yeah, I think that's a mistake, but still not so easy. Amazingly difficult to make progress. Now, Knight takes h3 check, pawn takes h3, rook takes g4 check. Yes. The answer is yes. Very tough fight there. Oh, you have that move. Schnoofy. Good one. You saw that. Nice. This is our first simul game with Lucky Kentucky. But a fantastic save from what was like a slightly worse ending. I think I'm just resigning here. Not surprising though. His pawn was too far advanced. Played very fast and fantastically there. This is a draw. So we lost several. This is a draw too, but I have to play it out. I mean, I was worse pretty much the whole game. Now he's threatening to win a piece. All right, don't sleep. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. Bishop h4 maybe. King d4. Why? How do I try to make progress here with my knight? And he just keeps going on. The Energizer Bunny. Oh man, this is just brutal. He's insanely fast too. How am I making progress? Okay. I'm just gonna offer a draw here. That's a draw too. This is mate. After such a fighting game, I feel weird about either side offering a draw. Same thing with Xerox last week. I've got to be careful not to drop a piece somehow. So now what do I do? If King e3, Knight e1. Maybe I try over here. Another check. I'm not trying to win this position. I mean, I'm happy to draw. Now white has basically been forced passive. Can't believe how difficult this is. There's got to be a way to win this position. Thank you for the game. We're going to hide back there and make a blockade. I have a rook sack in the endgame, which leads to a win. Wow. I wish I had seen that. I felt that I was probably winning at some point, but it was certainly far from sure. Get it? Far from sure. Anyway. Amazingly how difficult this ending actually is. And I'm not certain I'm even winning. I mean, I can't believe with two connected pass pawns it's a draw, but anything's possible. There's a lot of things I don't know, and this might be one of them. The ultimate, like, two pawns down, drawn rook and pawn endgame. So, no, I don't think that Richie was equal against me. He just has an isolated pawn and a little bit of attacking chances, but black has to be slightly better there. Now, king in the center. Or where do I go? Frozen. I'm frozen. Frozen solid, but oh man, I thought I was I thought I was doing something good, but maybe I am. Let's go here. No. Play like G5. And then bring my king over here or something? How do I make progress here? I'm going to have to sacrifice my pawns on the king side. Oh, I see. One way to try to do this. Like rook d5. Rook d5, king takes pawn, rook d4. Rook takes pawn, rook d3. But then he's got like h4, rook takes pawn. It looks like it's probably a win. I'm not certain though. Xerox is a draw. He offered a draw. I accept. You were better the whole second half of that game. Well, anyway, it felt like it. The ending, anyway. The other game, this one, obviously I'm a pawn up, but it's pretty tricky. I could lose a pawn and still have winning chances, theoretically. Bishop c6. What is he going to do? Checkmate me in the corner like Korchnoi. Knight f1. Knight c4. I don't know. But he's going to play like king takes pawn. a5. King d4, a6. That pawn's pretty fast. I've got only 3 minutes left. Did I just give him a draw? Not clear. Knight takes e4. Okay. I thought I'm winning this pawn, but I guess it's not so clear. I have a bad feeling about this. This is some kind of perverse theoretical draw. I could play rook d5 and then he goes back to a4. Then I go rook b5. But I'm still not making progress. This is unbelievable. But how is he drawing this again? Oh, h4 there. Is there a mate? Do we have a mate in the house? Please say it isn't so. No. I can't believe I'm going to draw this game with Clash Kid. There's no way that was a draw. No way in a million years. Yeah, this is a big question here, but we've got to play on. Now, maybe I'm still winning. The question is how. I kind of doubt it, though. Knight h4. Are you serious? What is going on? You can just do that? Which one is the wrong color rook pawn? Oh, there is no rook pawn. It's a joke. Man, I can't make progress with the bad knight there. What happened? He did h4. It's an amazing endgame. There's no way for me to make progress. It's just a draw. He has 8 minutes left too. $16 wins, 4 draws, 2 losses. I'm very disappointed with myself for that game. That was not a game I should have drawn. All right, King G1. We're coming out the other way, coming around the other side. And now his knight has to do double duty. The problem is he has threats to... He would have threats to push his pawn to make it a rook pawn when he could sacrifice his knight on the other side. Yeah, and Clash Kid, you held it pretty easily with no effort. I'm a little tired, so I didn't find the best winning chances. But anyway, I thought, you defended extremely well and extremely fast in a difficult ending. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. This is our last game today. I want to thank all our subscribers who've left an interesting game as well. Almost 100 viewers. We have had 100 before. Not maybe since we came back here. Now, which move? Bishop c6, bishop b5. This protects my g-pawn, but I don't think that matters that much. Now I'm threatening a5. Can we gain tempo? Tempos when we need them. Oh man, somebody dial up Aronian. Actually, there's another way I could win this, even if he did make my rook pawn a rook pawn. I could trap his knight, just stone cold trap it on the queen side. That's probably the plan I should be playing for. I probably have very good winning chances here. This might in fact just be winning. I mean, the only reason it's a win is because like knight takes knight, bishop takes, knight takes pawn, bishop takes pawn, h3, g3, and white wins. If I had to take on h3, it would be an insta draw. Coming here, over to the king's side. Get a little space and then probably play a5. And here again, it's kind of complicated. Knight takes a4, bishop takes a4, h3, bishop d7 check. Sebi needs to be very careful here. He went with this. Now his king is drawn pretty far away. He has to take it. And now I play a5. Can he stop it? I guess he's got it all calculated out. Damn. I guess it's just a draw. Superb endgame play by both Super Sebi and Clash Kid. Usually, guys, I mean, I honestly feel that players who are below master level are normally, you know, weakest in the endgame. But here we see two players under master level who really saved themselves in that stage of the game. There is no way to win this position anymore because of King D4, Knight B3 check. That's my only way to make progress. I could go King D2, that's the same thing. So there's no way through this dark squared barrier without allowing a devastating check. If my bishop was on D5 and I played King D4 now, it's possible I'm winning. If I could have my bishop on D5 already and play King D4, but that is obviously not even possible, and I'm not even certain that wouldn't be that would probably still be a draw. You could probably go Knight A6, Knight C7, and hold on. So I guess it's all just a pipe dream. Bishop E4 check. Knight takes A6. That would be kind of funny. Knight C3, A7. No way to stop it. Symbolic victories. It's a draw. Alrighty, so that's it, man. Last game for today. 3 losses. No, 3 losses. Only, what's that? 2 losses, 5 draws, 6 draws, and 16 wins. Was totally winning after Rook D5. Engine says it's a draw. We're talking about the Clash Kid game. Dude, you're supposed to play aesthetically Super Sebi. King E5, King B4, King takes D5, King takes A5. That's how it's supposed to finish. Instead he gives me his knight on B3. Come on now. Is that the way we're going to end the game, really? It was aesthetic the other way. But anyway, I mean, he defended this whole endgame really well. I don't know that I was ever winning. I was close, but I probably should have kept the rooks on the board. The second pair of rooks on the board was a big mistake. He had a nice trick with H4, whatever it was. So final result: 16 wins, 6 draws, 2 losses. Sorry we didn't get the 25th player in. Again, I really wish there was late entries to these simuls. Lucky Kentucky with an interesting win. A lot of endgames, really. Almost all endgames, in fact. Clash Kid was a crazy game. Best game of the day. Ayeste, hands down. He just, he played brilliantly, really. I mean, Ayeste, I don't know about the opening, but right out after the opening, when I played a very bad move at one point, evaluating what was going on with my king position. I was planning on castling queenside, then I decided it wasn't safe, went the other way. So nice game there. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining. You jinxed the 18 wins. Yeah, what did I get? 16 wins. It was you who said that? I thought it was Bob. Anyway, pretty good result for me. You know, oftentimes I do worse. So I'm happy, guys. Thank you for the games. We'll be back tomorrow morning with Blitz and Classical Chess here on lichess. Please subscribe if you like the stream and enjoyed it. We do Blitz, Classical Chess Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings European time here on lichess and Twitch. Tuesday nights I have a viewer tournament, 7 p.m. European time, and Thursday nights I do a subscriber stream at 7 p.m. So 6 streams a week. Check them out. Also check out the YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. I'd like to thank World Loser for hanging out with us. I'm sorry you didn't get to play, man. You know, it's just this no late entries thing is really annoying. Anyway, we will be back tomorrow morning. Good games, guys. You really took it out of me today. It took everything I had to finish these 24 games. So, and nice endgame play by many of you. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I wouldn't do it otherwise. We will see you guys tomorrow morning, and bye-bye.